Remember Samurai Jack? It was, and still is, loved by its fans for its beautiful animation, unique storytelling, charming characters, and overall just how cool it feels. There hasn't been a show quite like Samurai Jack since it premiered in 2001, and its unjust ending in 2004 left a lot of fans wondering, what the heck happened? Hi, I'm Jacob with Channel Frederator, and I'm here to answer that exact question. So get your time portals ready, cause this is Whatever Happened to Samurai Jack. At its core, Samurai Jack is a revenge story of a lone samurai who is trying to return to his own time. The story follows Jack, who is a young prince living in feudal Japan who obtains a magical katana from his father in order to defeat the evil spirit that is Aku. Jack is able to defeat Aku, but in a last-ditch effort, Aku opens a portal in time that sends Jack into the future where Aku has taken over the world. The show documents Jack's attempts at returning to the past and finishing off Aku once and for all. The show was created by Genndy Tartakovsky, who was just off the heels of his work on Dexter's Laboratory. While Tartakovsky loved the wackiness of cartoons, he wanted to create a series that felt cinematic and unique. One of Tartakovsky's biggest inspirations for creating Samurai Jack was Akira Kurosawa's masterpiece, Seven Samurai. Tartakovsky's pitch was simple. He was having dinner with his boss, Mike Lazo, the senior vice president of Adult Swim, and told him, "Hey, remember David Carradine in Kung Fu? Wasn't that cool?" And, well, that was it. Tartakovsky had an itch to create a show that featured full action sequences in a cinematic style, and Samurai Jack was just the remedy. Tartakovsky wanted to tell these simple stories and have a little over half the episode be these beautifully animated fight scenes. His team created an animation test to showcase the fight style that they would achieve. This test would actually end up, for the most part, in an episode of the series. It was the first real epic fight scene, and it was introduced in the third episode. It occurs when Jack is helping to defend his talking dog friends from Aku's evil robot bugs. Now, as silly as all that might have just sounded, it was enough to get the show officially in development. There are plenty of charming characters that help Jack in his quest, and they range from talking dogs to a giant Scotsman with huge weapons and a huge mouth. And believe it or not, the silliness is where the heart comes from. Ultimately, there are two main characters that are the driving force within the show. One, of course, is Jack, whose actual name is never told within the show. The name Jack came from some bypassers calling him that, and I guess it just stuck. The other main character is Aku, the shape-shifting demon who pretty much made Jack's life miserable ever since Jack was a child. Aku is crafty and mischievous and relies on others to do his dirty work for him. You know, because it's always gone so well in the past. Cartoon Network made the premiere a 3-part episode, which is not typical in television, let alone in cartoons. However, that's all Samurai Jack needed to become an instant hit among fans and critics alike. It was met with such positive reception that Cartoon Network ordered 4 seasons of the show, each with 13 episodes. However, getting a proper animation staff was a bit of a challenge. Tartakovsky only had a handful of people ready to work on the show with him, so he had to recruit outside of his inner circle, approaching animators from various studios like DreamWorks. Though Samurai Jack was an underdog for award categories, it actually won awards against seasoned shows like The Simpsons and SpongeBob SquarePants. So, why did it get cancelled then? Well, technically, the show itself was never actually cancelled, but rather, production came to a screeching halt after the 4th season. The team didn't know if there would be a 5th season or if they had a different means of finishing the series. Tartakovsky was also about to start production on his Star Wars animated series, and he knew that he wouldn't have time to properly finish Samurai Jack. He admitted that he started to feel burnt out on the show and wasn't sure if he could mentally write a proper send-off for Jack, so he saw season 4 as more of a placeholder that he could eventually come back to and finish the series. It was rumored that Tartakovsky was hoping to make a film that would be the true ending to Samurai Jack. However, after Cartoon Network's Powerpuff Girls film had received poor reviews and ratings, production on the Samurai Jack film was left in limbo and never finished. Fans were especially worried since the voice of Aku, Mako Iwamatsu, passed away in 2006, and they assumed that this was the final end to Samurai Jack. Luckily, they were wrong. The final episode may have aired back in 2004, but the series is still as relevant as ever. The show has developed many die-hard fans, and Tartakovsky himself has said that he feels Samurai Jack has gotten more popular since the show ended. Naturally, there have been plenty of things created under its name, from video games to comic books. The comic book series, written by Jim Zub, ran for 20 issues. Zub felt that it was a true sense of closure for the series, and while fans did enjoy the comics, it still felt as though a show as special as Samurai Jack needed a better send-off. There's no denying the legacy that Samurai Jack left in the world of animation. It came at a time where the animation format was beginning to mature, and its unique style was the exact reason Lucasfilm wanted to recruit Tartakovsky to create their Star Wars animated series. Samurai Jack won various awards at both the Emmys and the Annies, which is no simple feat. Fans have petitioned endlessly for a proper conclusion to the show. While all of the animators and voice actors moved on from Samurai Jack, they too felt the need for a proper send-off. So Tartakovsky finally found a way to end the show properly and rallied the troops for one final hurrah. Fans will be delighted to know, or likely already know, that key members of the original animation crew and voice cast are all returning for a final season of Samurai Jack. It's actually happening March 11th, mark your calendars. And Greg Baldwin will be continuing in Mako's legendary footsteps as Aku. Big shoes to fill, but we think Greg can nail it. The final miniseries will air on Adult Swim. It's expected to be darker, but not to the point where it turns away fans of the original show. Guess we'll just have to watch and see. If you are living under a rock and are not caught up with the original episodes, the first 4 seasons are available on DVD, through streaming via Hulu Plus, and available for download on iTunes and Amazon Prime. Or you can watch some reruns on Adult Swim, which they recently began airing in order to build up hype for the return of the new season, but we're already hyped. Everybody in the world is already hyped for this. You can also check out their live stream on the Adult Swim website that goes behind the scenes with live commentary from people like creator Genndy Tartakovsky and composer Tyler Bates. They also have exclusive online trailers and sneak peeks, which, yeah, we want to take a peek at some of that. Once again, I'm Jacob, and thanks for watching Whatever Happened to Samurai Jack. Did we answer your questions about the show? Did we miss anything? Comment below and let us know. And if you like getting more from your cartoons, subscribe to Channel Frederator. Because remember, Frederator loves you.